Okay. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to bring divine attention to the self. Imagine becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses, be nourished through our bodies. So I'll do the mantra for purification once. If you happen to know it, you can do it along with me. If you don't, just think about the effects, the benefits of purifying the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. Om pavitra ha pavitra va sawa vashtanga topi va yaha smarit pantrikaksham sabaya bhihantrahaschi. Let's come to standing now. So we'll start off with spiritual breathing to establish a deeper connection with the divine. Bring your feet about 10 inches apart. Bring the arms up, the palms facing up towards the sky. Inhale from the fingertips through the arms down into the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold all the love in the heart. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, just breath out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, pull in the best universe down into the heart. Through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the spiritual heart. Suspend the breath. Exhale, breathe out back through the arms. Keep all the love within. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, feel as though you're a magnet pulling in all that you need into the spiritual heart. Holding it in the heart. Suspend the breath. Exhale back out through the arms. Everything you pulled in stays in. And release. So now let's do some exercises to warm up the body. Watch the body moving by itself. Start to turn the head in circles. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck long so that the passage for the breath can remain open. And then change the direction of rotation. Feel as though you're trying to get your ears to touch the shoulders. Good, now circle the right arm forward. So just loosen up the shoulder joints. And then spin backwards. And then the left arm now, circle forward. And then backwards. And then take hold of the opposite elbows over the head. Pull the elbows up high. Exhale, bend to the right. Sorry, this is my other right. Press the hips out towards the left. And coming back up, go to the left. And then back up, Go to the right again. Try not to make any folds on the right side of the body. And then coming back up, go to the left again. And then coming back up. Good, release the arms. Bring your arms over the head. And just toss the body down towards the ground. Swing down. One more, and just stay down. Allow the body stop bouncing. And then roll your way up. Good. And then just start to move the shoulders, twist the body, and then just start to move faster. Allow the arms hit the body any which way. The head flies. And then start to slow it down. Eventually coming back to stillness. Lion's breath 8 times. Come into a squat, go to the extent that you can, and then just make a fierce lion face with big eyes and a tongue hanging out of the mouth. One more. And coming back up. Shake out the wrists as fast as you can. Swing the hands from side to side rapidly. And up and down. Good. And bring your arms over the head. Press the palms up towards the sky. Inhale, lift up off the heels. Exhale, pull the heels down, lift the toes. Inhale, push back up, off the heels. Back on the heels, lift the toes and up. Down. Keep the core engaged, stay balanced, up and down. Last time, up and down. Good, and release. Now let's come to the top of the mat for Surya Namaskara. Hands to the heart, close your eyes for a moment. Knowledge is better than practice. Meditation is better than knowledge. Renunciation of the fruit of the actions is better than meditation. Peace immediately follows such renunciation. So let's keep this in mind as we practice. Make the practice of divine duty an offering to all beings. Let's move together as one to stay in a collective mind. Reach the arms up over the head. Fold down over the legs, hands to the ground. Right foot back into lunge, sink down to the seat. Lift the head, come into plank. Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest, and forehead down. Brush your nose to the ground as you come forward between your arms into Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward to the hands, sit down to the seat. Feet together, Uttanasana, bow to the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Return home, hands to the heart. Reach the arms up over the head. Go down. Watch the body move with grace and power. Left foot back. Imagine the body moving beautifully, and then the body will move beautifully. Come forward and up into the Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps. Right foot forward. Feet together, chest to the thighs. Come all the way up. And pranayama. Go up again. Extend the front of the body. Float down gracefully. Right foot back into a lunge. Sink down to the seat. Feet together. Lower the knees down and bring the feet all the way back behind the heels. Now come forward between your arms into your Cobra. Bring the head all the way back. Come back. Seat behind the heels. 2 more times. Come forward into your Cobra. Glide smoothly. And come back. Last time, allow the belly to slide down the thighs, down the mat. Lift the head, bring it all the way back. And then roll over the toes back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Feet together. Bow to the legs. His own humbleness. Come up. And hands to the heart. Again. Go down. Left foot back into the lunge. Into the plank. Lower the knees. Bring the seat all the way back. Then glide forward. Pull the arms. Propel yourself forward powerfully. Come all the way back. Seat behind the heels. Then again. Smoothly glide. Watch yourself moving as though you're watching yourself in a dream. Always graceful, fluid movements. Come up into your cobra and roll back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart. Left foot steps forward, gracefully and quietly between the hands. Feet together. Move quietly as though you don't want to disturb the witness who's watching. And then bring the hands back to the heart. Another variation, reach the arms up and back. Bring the hands down to the ground. Inhale, look forward, shift your weight forward so your shoulders come over the fingertips, press into your hands, lift up, and then just glide your feet back into chaturanga or walk back if that's more comfortable. Come into upward facing dog. Lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Actively stretch from the toes all the way up to the chin. Make as though you're howling at the moon like a dog. Push the chest further forward. Lift it up as well. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from here, bring the hips all the way back and then just sink the heart towards the ground. Just bounce a little bit through the chest, trying to get your belly closer to the thighs and the top of the head. If you can, touch the ground with the head. Or rest it there if you can. Good. And now lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands, push into your hands, and then bring your feet forward, either walking or hopping. Pull the body in towards the legs. Come all the way up, arch the back, hands back to the heart. And again, raise your arms over the head. Come down, fold the body in half. Inhale, lift the chest. Shoulders a little bit over fingertips. Keep the arms strong as you glide back into your chaturanga, floating just above the ground, and swing up into upward facing dog. Lift the thighs and knees away from the ground. Stretch the whole front of the body without wrinkling the back of the neck or the lower back. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, make the lower back come towards steep and the upper back shallow, like a slide at the playground. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, look to the hands, spring forward or walk forward, chest on the thighs, head down. Rise up gracefully, Hasta Uttanasana, standing salute. Bring the hands back to the heart. Raise your arms again. Come down. Press into your hands, shoulders over the fingertips. Come back into chaturanga, through to upward facing dog. Transition from one movement to the other seamlessly. Downward facing dog. And lift the heels, bend the knees. Jump to the hands. Fold the body down onto the legs. Come all the way up. Make it so you're doing a dance. Hands back to the heart. Good. And one last time. Reach the arms up, hips forward, stretch the whole front of the body. And come down like a waterfall. With head and chest. And back into your chaturanga, into upward facing dog. Right back into downward facing dog. Preparing to come forward by lifting the heels, bending your knees, push into your hands, and just bring your feet between your hands. Fold the body down on the legs. Come all the way up. Arch back and bring the hands back to the heart. Pause there for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go of all expectations, all attachments to the results. And release. Okay, so now the standing poses. So we're going to start off with tree pose. Standing on your left foot first, bring the right knee up. You can either do your conventional tree, or if you have a lotus, bring your foot into your lotus with the foot against the hip crease and knee pointing down. And then bring your hands to the heart and then grow tall. Reach up towards the sun like a tree. Extend its branches to the sun. You can take your gaze up if you like. And keep growing longer and longer and taller and taller. And then come back down. Release on the other foot now. Spread the toes of the standing foot like the roots of a tree going in all directions to provide steadiness. Left foot comes into your regular tree or your lotus. Bring your hands to the heart. And then imagine you're the tree of life, bountiful with its fruits, tall and steady, unmovable, unbothered by the wind. You have your foot against the inseam of the leg, press firmly with the heel and the base of the toes and the toes. Look up as though you're saying, I'm yours, do your service. Bring the hands back to the heart and release. Next pose, eagle. So just try to think of the intensity of an eagle and bring it, reflect in your pose. Bring the right knee up as high as you can so that when you bring it across the thigh, it's nice and tight. And if you twist a little bit, you might be able to hook the toes on the back of the leg. If they don't wrap, don't find the way there, don't worry about it. Arms up to the side, left arm over top of the right. Intertwine the forearms. Press the elbows forward, so you widen the upper back, and then come down lower if you can. Keep your shoulders over the hips if you can. Gaze is steady and intense. Come down low as you can, so that when you fly, it's really majestic transition. Like an eagle bursting out into flight. Release. And do it on the other foot now. Right foot firmly planted, the left leg comes up, knee comes as high as you can, and then wrap again. Twist so you can hook, perhaps, or just have the foot hanging to the side. The right arm over the left this time. And come down. Keep the gaze very still. You start to lean forward, just try to bring your shoulders back a little bit. Sit heavily on the foot. Come up and fly out of the pose. Good. Next one. Move to the back end of the mat. Warrior 3. So plant the feet down, bring the arms up overhead like you're brandishing your sword. Step forward to the left foot, and then charge forward. Bring the right leg up. Feel as though you're lying on a table. Body is straight like an arrow. You may stay here or go to top of the tree, but bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers, open the palms. And then bring the body down lower, so the belly comes towards the thigh, but then pick up the chest and bring the right foot up higher. Curve the body. Smooth lines. Push into your left foot to come back up and return to the back end of the mat. And again, raise your arms over the head. Step forward the right foot and then come into the pose. Arms level with the ears. Make your body nice and straight. And then swim your arms behind, interlace your fingers, toppling tree. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body move by itself with more steadiness and ease. Beautiful, everybody. All right, and then come out gracefully. Next pose, left foot steps forward, right knee down. Sink down through the seat. Really press the hips forward, seat close to the heel. Just take a moment to bring your hands to the seat, shake the body a little bit so the tailbone curls under, and the rib basket lifts up away from the hips. Allow the head to drop back. And then bring your arms up over the head. Join hands in Kali Mudra, index fingers on the same line as the arms. Stretch the arms straight, close to the head, and reach back. Imagine the index fingers going over the back toe. Crescent moon, radiate your light. Now you may stay here or go into swan. Come into swan, you bring the body back upright and bring the right foot up. Press the toes into the crook of the arm. Left arm comes around and you bind your hands, your fingers together. If you can, you just try to press the toes into the arm to lengthen the arms a little bit. Think of a swan's neck, no sharp angles as a result of the joints bending. So smooth out those lines, those sharp curves, angles. Chest is forward. Break the pose. Try it on the other side now. Left knee moves back, right foot forward. Drop the seat right close to the heel. Hands on the seat and again, stretch the skin underneath the hands so that there's no wrinkles in the lower back. When you're ready, Kapi asana. Arms stay close to the head. Make it a divine expression of love, of light. I can either stay there or move into your swan again or modify as you need to. If you can't take the bind, don't worry about it. You can always find expression of the pose that allows you to find your edge. And you keep moving towards your edge every time until you surpass it and you keep on redefining your edge every time. That's it. Beautiful. And break the pose. Left foot in front again. Back knee down, right knee down. Bend the toes under the right foot. So your legs are like a box here. The right arm comes up and go to the outside of the left leg. The armpit is right close to the thigh. Join hands together in prayer. Push the chest forward to meet the thumbs and roll the left shoulder all the way back. Some of you might be able to take a bind. Make sure the right elbow's in the space below the knee. Left arm comes over the back. And you join your hands underneath your belly. Eventually, you might be able to raise the right knee up off the ground as well. Push back through the right heel. Pull that tip back, head forward, exhale. Left shoulder moves all the way back. Essentially, it looks like you're lying on your back. Your whole chest is facing up. That's it. Good. Nice. Feel that tap. Push your chest a little bit further forward, shoulders back. That's it. Beautiful, Janique. Good, Kayla. Awesome. Switch sides. Right foot forward. Again, legs are squared. Left arm up. And then go to the right. Do the same variations before. Try to bring the body up higher than the thighs so that you can go deeper into your twist. You're not obstructed by your right leg. Take the right shoulder all the way back. Take a bind if you can. Take the right knee up off the ground if you can, or the left knee up off the ground. Keep moving according to your condition. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. Remember, it's an offering. So you have to be careful what you offer. The best of the best experience possible is what you want to give out. Return from the pose gracefully. Now the left foot comes forward again. Hands the inside of the right foot, of the left foot, and then just slide back and forth, trying to get your hips to sink. Now if your shoulder's below the knee, you might be able to bring the forearms down on the ground. Rest the right knee on the ground, toes flatten. Roll to the right, right forearm down. Roll to the left, left forearm down. And keep extending forward through the top of the head. Imagine a big weight resting on your seat, flatten you out. Eventually the chest might come down. Now fix the gaze like the lizard. Try to be as still as possible. Stay anchored down through the hips. Change sides. Right foot forward. All the transitions done as efficiently as possible. Not too much fidgeting so that you have more time to embrace the pose to the fullest and find quietness in the pose. Be like a lizard, fix the gaze. Imagine sunning yourself on a warm earth. Try to imitate the lizard, come into the mindset. Embrace the experience fully. That's it. Drop the hips right down. Now come back into plank pose. Vasisthasana. First, lift your hips up and back in downward facing dog, and then move your left hand more to this in front of the nose. Go to the right. Lift your hips, side plank. Modify as you need to. Come down on your knee if you like. Or take other expressions of the pose if you know other variations. Wild thing perhaps. You can lift your right knee, take hold of the knee if you have the flexibility. Extend the leg and take the foot. Keep the hip high, the left foot flat on the ground. And release. Come to downward facing dog and prepare for the other side. Move the right hand more to the middle of the mat and from the nose. Again into your side plank. Keep your hips nice and high. Move it to wild thing if you like. Keep your hips high. Make sure you don't fall into your shoulder. Keep your right arm fully extended. Watch the body moving. Release back into downward facing dog. And one more round on the left hand and left foot again. Go ahead. If you want to try to come into upward facing bow, you may. So you make your transition or you do other expressions of the pose. That's it. Lift your hips. Now you want to spin on heel of the palm. So the fingers are facing towards the middle of the mat. And then that's it. Keep spinning on your hand. Keep your hips lifted. You're almost there, Shanik. Good. Good, beautiful. Now return back to downward facing dog or table and go to the other side. So on the right hand and right foot now. Go ahead. It's nice, Violetta. Good. Press your hips forward. Curve your body. Beautiful, Janik. Nice. Just, you're so close, Janik. You're going to get there. Beautiful. Nice. And return downward facing dog. Keep your hips high. Keep your arm extended so you don't hurt your shoulder. Downward facing dog. Now from there, just walk your hands towards your feet and then roll your way up. Standing. Good. Now standing tall in the mountain here, your head high, arms by the sides. Ardha Chandrasana. Left foot steps forward, reach down with your left hand, fingertips about a foot in front of the left foot. Thumb in line to the little toe. Raise your right leg up, turn to the right, and then raise your right arm up. Try to get your whole shoulders and hips in one line, one on top of the other. And see if you can raise your right leg up as high as you can. If you want to go further, you can bend your knee and take the foot, pull on the foot so it comes away from the seat to look over your right shoulder. So just opens up the front of the body a little bit more. Make like you're doing a bow pose. Good. And then, if you have the foot, release the foot, extend the leg, bend the standing leg, and then come back. Right back up. And then try it on the other side. Right foot steps forward, reach down. Fingertips come to the ground, raise the left leg up. Try to turn your body so that your shoulders and hips are right on top of one another. Lift the left leg up as high as you can. And extend all the lines in your body. If you want, then the knee. Take hold of the foot and pull it away from the head, pull away from the seat. Press the hips and the chest forward, shoulders back. Om. We extend the leg if you have the bind, and then softly come down. Good. From here, coming back to mountain pose, stand tall. From the base of the spine, breathe all the way up to the crown of the head, just like from the base of the mountain to the tip of the mountain. Exhale back down. Feel formidable and strong and immovable. And now come down onto your knees. Shirshasana, headstand. So prepare for your pose. You can come with your forearms on the ground, palms between your head, between your palms, or do any modification as you need to. Hare pose, perhaps, with your head on the ground, and just lift your seat, hold on to the heels. Just trying to get your hips above your knees. Once you find the pose, be still. Concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. Learn to focus the mind, make it one-pointed. In order to meditate, you have to be able to concentrate first. Just trying to fixate on a point or on a thought. Only one thought. Unwavering. Beautiful, everybody. Be still. Imagine no weight on the head. Your body feels light. Feeling strong, you can always try to push into your arms and lift your head up. Sometimes it's easier to sort of tip your head forward a little bit, like you're coming from into cobra from your Ashtanga Namaskara. So you can try that if you like. That's it. It's another way to gain forearm balance. Good. And then let's just come down. Child's pose. Come down smoothly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Child's pose. Beautiful, Violetta. Nice, smooth transition down. All right, make your way onto your back. Shoulders stand, the queen of the poses. Another inversion that offers all the same benefits, plus it stimulates the thyroid and the parathyroid gland, which help with metabolism of the body. We'll just roll into plow pose first. Sometimes that's easier. And then place your hands on the back, or join your hands behind your back first to get your arms close and right behind your body. Then bring your hands to the back and raise your legs up. Press the hips forward so you find a straight line. As much as you can, the elbows are right behind the back. If you have a lotus, you can bring your legs into lotus. That's it. Straight line from the toes to the chin. And again, nice. Bring the attention to the seat of divine perception, the space between the eyebrows. Picture an Om symbol there, shining golden, sitting against a black velvet background. Remain fixed on that vision. And then slowly make your way into plow pose. If your feet touch the ground, you can bring your hands behind the back. And you may go deeper if you like by bringing your thighs against the body and the knees on either side of the head. Karna Pidasana. That's it. Push into the back a little bit more, Violetta, and then the feet will come down. There you go. Always according to your comfort level. Keep looking at that Om that's sitting in your mind in this movie screen behind your forehead. Om. Slowly roll your way back out. Keep your legs close to the body as you roll out. Landing in fish pose. Now, if you can do a lotus, you can come into your lotus here and do your lotus fish. Otherwise, you do your normal fish pose. If you're doing a lotus fish, you try to lift your chest, bring the top head to the ground, and then raise your knees. You can take your toes and then pull on your toes so your knees and your elbows come back down. Try to lift your chest as high as you can. Imagine you're trying to touch the shoulders to get the back shoulders underneath the body. Pushing the elbows, try to lift your chest a little bit more. And then release. Now come to seated pose once you're ready. Good, now doing Purvottanasana. Now you can either do with your legs straight, which I'll a reverse plank. If you have a lotus, you press your fingertips beside your hips and then press up. Lift your hips, bring your chest up and your head back. If you're doing your normal Purvottanasana, your fingers face behind, and then you dig into the heels, lift the hips, try to get your chest higher than the shoulders. Toes on the ground. So if you roll the thighs towards another, flatten out your thighs. You might be able to get your toes down. Go ahead. Come into the pose. And then breathe very, very fast through the nose like a sniffing dog. Roll the thighs towards one another. Come into bench pose if you need to modify, Kayla. Okay, that's it. And come back down. Bring the thighs towards the body. Hug the legs, the chest. Inhale. Hold the breath. Tuck the chin into the chest. Contract the root muscles. Pull them up towards the navel. The tension of the space between the eyebrows. Slowly allow the breath to leak out of the body like a steady stream. Now come to standing. So now, hands at the heart center. I'll do it this way. Step out with your right foot so you're facing along into the mat. Hands together at the heart. Hero sequence. From the solar plexus, breathe up to the third eye. That source of power. Bring it all the way up to the third eye. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Feel yourself establishing your power. And now, standing back down, I'll do it this way so you can see. Bring your feet out a little bit wider. Hands on the seat and push into the seat. Press the hips forward. And bring the head back. If you feel comfortable, walk your hands down. Grip below the knees. Roll the thighs outwards. Roll the shins inwards. And then straighten up the legs by bringing your hips up higher. If you feel comfortable, you can keep walking your hands down towards your ankles or your heels. And then return. Walk your hands back up onto your seats. Come back up. Arms out to the side now. Pull the heels out a little bit further so your heels are a little bit wider than the toes. And then hinge forward. Come down into Prasarita Pranayama. Step on your fingertips with the edge of your feet or hold the ankles and pull your body right between your legs. Pull the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Now bring your arms all the way through between your legs. Try to get as far back as possible so that maybe even the back of the head comes onto the mat. If your head's on the ground. If your head doesn't reach the ground, don't worry about it. Just do your best. You try to open your legs a little bit more. Maybe your head will come down closer to the ground. And now slide your arms back out. Arms up to the side, press into your feet, engage your core, come back up. And then Once again, hands onto the seat. Walk your feet in a little bit, toes pointing out. Easy wheel pose, go back. Hands on your seat, walking them down the legs. And then bring your head back. Depending on your flexibility, if you can see the floor behind you, you can eventually take drop into wheel pose. Bring your hand over your head into the ground. And then the other hand will come down. Good. And then start to make your way back up. Slowly lead with your heart. Come forward again, arms out to the side, and come down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Those you who want can slide your hands again in front of your head in tripod position. And then if you press into your hands, lift up your heels a little bit. As you press into your hands, you might be able to circle your legs all the way up into a headstand. So only do so if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, you stay with your head on the ground. Good, Janik. You're getting close, Violetta. That's it. You just have to lift your heels a little bit so your hips come over your head a little bit more, and then you'll be able to come up. That's the idea. Stay strong through the arms. Yeah, awesome. And then come back down if you're in headstand. And then lift back up. One more easy Chakrasana. Place your hands on the seat, go back, hips forward. You and your hands can walk down to your ankles. It really does look like a wheel shape. Full circle, no discontinuities, just an unbroken line or circle. And then make your way back up. Bring your hands back to the heart center, and from the heart, from the solar plexus, breathe up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the solar plexus, remain firmly established in your power. And then walk your feet back together, standing in mountain, arms by the sides, again, from the base of the mountain, from the root of the body, up to the top of the mountain, the crown. Breathe in. Exhale back down to the base, the root of the spine. Feel strong and formidable and unshakable in your devotion to the practice. Now make your way down onto your seat, Paschimottanasana. Legs extended in front. Good. Raise your arms over the head and hinge forward at the hips. And bend your knees if you need to release your hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings, you just try to creep your body further forward along the thighs, chest coming beyond the knees. Keep the attention at the base of the spine. So pour more weight into the legs on the exhale. And think of all the areas where you're trying to find release. Direct your attention there. And that's where the prana will go. One more breath. So you can creep your chest a little bit further forward. Exhale. Sink your weight into your legs. Find more release in the backs of the legs. And then coming back up. Kurmasana. So slide your feet a little bit closer so your knees come up. You can take the modification by just slide your arms underneath the shoulders, underneath your legs. Take hold of the edges of the feet and bring your forehead down to the ground. Or you can do the full asana. So if your arms are well below, your shoulders are well below the knees, bring your arms close to the feet, hands extending, fingers extending back. And the weight of the legs on the arms will allow the body to come down. Think of your back as a tortoise shell. From the base of the spine, inhale all the way up to the crown to lengthen. The exhale, widen. Feel the shoulder blades separating. Good. Always move according to your condition. That's it. And then start to make your way back out. Tortoise, just move to one side, take the arm up from beneath, then the other arm, and then sit back up. Good. Next, Hanumanasana, otherwise known as splits. Roll to the right and bring the left leg back. So you might be flexible enough to come right, bring the leg all the way back. You don't, but be careful. You can bend the knee if you like, and then come up into runner's stretch first, bend the toes under, and then drop the seat forward. Now try to keep your chest high by bringing your fingertips beside your hips, alongside the hips, and keep your hips forward as you try to make your way further forward into your monkey pose. Keep hips even, slide your right foot up off the mat so you can slide forward more easily. If you're all the way down, you can eventually bring your arms up. This is a pose that reflects surrender and courage. For that is what Hanuman embodies. That's it. Use whatever aids you need to. Block underneath the front thigh if you like. And release. Go to the other side now. Shift onto the right side of the seat. Bring the left leg forward. Then roll to the left and bring the right leg back. Again, move into the pose. Bend the toes under on the back foot. Keep your hips forward and try to keep your shoulders over the hips. Modify as you need to. It's the effort that counts. And express love and courage and determination, devotion in your expression in the pose. Return. Okay, so now lean to the right and then swing the left leg back. Come onto your belly. Just for a moment to rest your forehead on your hands and just shift your hips back and forth. Moving them back and forth rapidly, like a snake shaking itself out of its rolled skin. Your hands beside your chest, come into your cobra. Now, feet on with the snake, come up gracefully. Lift up through the heart. That's it. Now, if you can, bring your feet towards your head, King Cobra. Come onto your fingertips, bring them right beside you, right close to the hips. and fold your legs up. Try to imagine you're squeezing socks behind your knees. That's the idea. Good. Drop the shoulders, Violetta. There you go. Press into your hands. Think about height. Get your head as high as possible. Nice, Kayla. Good. Beautiful. And slowly make your way down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to bring our hands underneath the shoulders, come back to seated position, sit on your heels. Camel pose. So we're going to lift up here, standing on your knees. The knees are about hip width apart. Start with your hands on the hips and then lean back. See if you can get your right hand to the right heel, left hand to the left heel. And then push your hips forward again. If you can't get your hands on the seat, don't worry about on your feet. Don't worry about keep it on your hips, on your seat. Now try to get your arms and your legs straight, your hips over your knees. Bring your head back and your chest high like the hump, on top of the hump of a camel. And this is a pose that's all about stamina and endurance, just like a camel can go long periods of time without water. Bring your hands back on the seat, press into your seat and pull yourself back up. Good. So the next pose, Kapotasana. We're going to prepare first by just working our thighs and strengthening our thighs and our core. So anchor down through the legs, the tops of the feet, the shins, and the tops of the legs. Roll the thighs towards one another. You can have your hands on your thighs across your chest or on your seat. Those are more easier versions. If you're stronger, take your elbows up to the side or straight up. And we're going to lean back 5 times. So anchor down through the shins, come down straight. It's not a back bend. Come back up. And again, tilt back. And come back up. Inhale. And then hold the breath as you lean back. Come back up. Exhale. And 2 more. Inhale, stretch. Go lower with each pass if you can. From just above the ground. And back. And one last time, curl the tail under so the lower back doesn't get crunched. And come back. And for a moment, just come into child's pose, forehead to the ground. You can just hammer on your back a little bit, just release. And then roll your way back up. Okay, so for Kapotasana, you can come from a standing position like we did, a standing kneeling position. So just demonstrate this one first. You bring your arms up, you bend your arms back, fingers spread and press firmly together. And then lean back again, stay flat as possible. Control it so that you don't come crashing down. Your fingers come to the ground, you bring your hands to the ground, and you try to walk your fingers towards your feet so eventually your elbows come down. Now you can also do it from your back. So you start on your back, your fingers on your side head like you're doing Urdhva Dhanurasana. Take a half breath in, lift the head, come on to the top of the head, and then lift your head up again, and then again walk your hands back so they can get your elbows down. If it's too much, you can stay in your sort of like your Urdhva Dhanurasana position with just your hands on the ground and your head up off the ground. Okay, so let's give it a try. Or your head stays on the ground, I'm sorry, the top of the head. So if it's too much, you can do camel pose again. That's it. Try to get your elbows as far back as possible. Good. Just do what you can. Put your best effort forward. That's the idea. Good. Beautiful. And break the pose. That's beautiful, Violetta. Nice. And child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, next pose, forearm balance. Okay, so this practice, you can use a wall if you like, or you can just, if you're not up to bring your feet up, you can just stay on your forearms in your downward facing dog and just lift one leg. And then just practice just lifting up off your heel, coming right onto your tippy toes. And then you can maybe, each time you come up, lift your heel, you can see if you can glide your toes forward towards the elbows until your feet are close to the elbows. And then if you push into your arms, push off the roots of your toes, you'll eventually come up easily. Do it slowly and mindfully. Don't have any big, fast jumps. You go right over to the other side. Make sure your elbows aren't too wide. They should be a little bit not as wide as your shoulders. Press through the arms. Beautiful, Janique. Now if you feel steady there, Janique, you can eventually take your other leg, your legs together basically, either straight up or working towards scorpion. So your both feet are over your head, okay? That's it. So you have to push your chest forward a little bit and your head forward so that you have that nice curve to keep yourself in balance, okay? That's beautiful, Violetta. Good. Press through the base of the toes, pull your toes back. Yeah, and that will give you. That's the idea. Good. Just do it nice and slow. I know that one's a little bit of a, a reach, but it's coming. Good. All right, and now come down. We're going to try Chakrasana, so very similar to camel. Okay, so if you're not feeling up to it, you can do bridge pose. If your shoulders are bothering you, okay, because this does a little bit taxing on your shoulders. I would start like you're doing Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring your fingertips on your side of the head, lift up, drag your head back, come into Urdhva Dhanurasana first, and then come down one forearm at a time onto the forearms. Okay, eventually try to get your feet closer to your hands. But you can bring one leg up as well. Okay, so lots of things you can do here. Go ahead and give it a try. If it's too much, do Urdhva Dhanurasana. If it's too much on your shoulders, move according to your condition. That's it. If you're doing bridge pose, try to push your chest up as much as you can. That's it, Kayla. Nice. Good. Try to slide your elbows a little bit closer underneath your body, Violetta. There you go. Beautiful, Janique. Very, very nice. Good. Beautiful forms, everybody. Now come down, relax, breathe in. Oh yeah, I should do the other side if you haven't done, if you're raising your leg. And then come down, relax, breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to roll into seated position. Okay, so next pose, admittedly, is not the most comfortable pose. It's peacock. So what we're going to do is you want to have your elbows hugging on either side of your belly. You have to keep your belly soft so your elbows can sink in. And your wrists are close together. Your fingers are pointing out to this side. Okay, so what the idea is here is you're trying to push all the toxins out of the body. And so there's a few different ways you can approach this. You place your hands in the position. You have to get more of your weight forward in front of your arms so that you can bend the toes under and bring yourself forward so that the ankle is not so sharp on the wrist. Notice when I come forward, the ankle decreases so that the wrists are not as, it's not so hard on the wrists. And then you try to maybe lift one leg up at a time. Eventually, if you come forward enough, you might be able to get both legs up. If it's too much, you bring your knees apart, you bring your feet together, soles your feet, and then you try to lift your legs up, your knees up. Okay, so if you shorten your base, you may be able to come up a little bit more easily. So all these different things that you can work on. Okay, so work according to your level. Go ahead. And again, be careful of your wrists. So just try to get more of your weight forward in front of your arms so that your legs are lighter and they're not. That's it, Shanique. Come forward a little bit more. There you go. That's the idea. Beautiful. Yes, nice. Now bring your legs together. Good. Awesome. All right. Let's give it one more try, perhaps, if your wrists are up to it. You can also try to do this against the wall. So you can place yourself on such that you bring one foot onto the wall, and then you bring the other foot onto the wall. Sometimes that people have done it that way. Good. Beautiful line, Janique. Nice. All right. And release. Come out. All right. Now we're moving into the twists. So we're starting off with Ardha Matsyendrasana. Your left leg folds in front, your left knee in front, your left foot on the outside of the right hip, and your left foot the other side of the right knee. If your hips don't come down easily, you can just extend your left leg and slide your right foot further forward, toes towards the ankle. Your foot between your knee and your ankle. Your right arm behind the back, inhale, lift the left arm up, and then press the forearm against the outer right thigh. Inhale, push the ball back in. Exhale, turn to the right. Now you can take a bind if you like, or you can hold the left heel with your left hand, or you can even reach around and see if you can take the inside of the right foot. Your shoulder still stays on the outside of the knee. Or if you know the one, you can snake your left arm underneath your left leg and on the inside of the body, and join your hands behind your back. Keep the body upright. Come back. Switch sides. The right arm comes up, left arm right behind the seat at the center of the back. And so you can pull the knee beyond the right edge of the body so you don't obstruct your abdomen. Shoulders moving back, chest stays open, chin over the back shoulder. Imagine a spiral going all the way up from the base of the spine right up to the base of the brain, the whole length of the spinal column. Release. Bring both legs in front, knees together, feet together. Right arm behind the back, left arm up, and then press the forearm against the right leg. Good. Keep pushing your knees beyond the right edge of the body, left edge of the body. Now for fun, if you like, place your left hand down beside the right, lift the seat. You want to have your legs sitting on your left arm. Bring your chest forward. You can even bring your head to the ground, right side of the head, and lift your feet up off the ground, side crow. Then you can eventually extend your legs. And if you want, you can eventually bring your left leg all the way up and back, asana. So you have to bring your weight forward again. As much as possible. Remember, you have your left side of the head on the ground to have another point of contact. Or you can stay in your twist. It's all good. Okay, that's it, Kayla. Good. Beautiful. That's it. Bring the leg all the way back, Shanique. Just bring your weight forward a little bit more. And then release. Go to the other side now. Right arm up. Go to the left. Press the lower back up and in. Turn to the left. Keep your knees together. That's it. Back straight. Nice. Shoulders down and long, neck long. Now from here, if you want to try the side crow, bring your right hand down beside your left hand. Arms are parallel. And lift your seat. You have your seat and your head level. That's it. That's the idea. Good. And try to bring your knees as close to shoulders as possible so you don't slip off the elbow. Okay? Good. Bring your body low. You can bring your head on the ground, the side of your head. And then that's it. You got the idea, Violetta. Good. Just have to bring your knees a little bit closer, okay? To his shoulder. That's to bring your chest forward. That's the idea. Good. And down. Good. It's hard to do this when you've done a full practice before. So kudos to you guys, or ladies, I should say. And now lie on your back for a moment for Shavasana. Just for a moment while to prepare for pranayama. Just relax. Take deep breath in. Exhale. Imagine you're fainting. Let go of all fatigue, all tension, all effort. Just with each inhale, bring in all the best universe. Imagine all the gifts the yogis practicing alongside you all around the world. Drink up their energy, all their love. As you exhale, just infuse yourself with it. And just imagine it swimming directing all of it towards the spiritual heart, the residing place of God. And when you do that, that automatically goes everywhere to all beings, for God is in all beings. So it's our common thread that ties us together. And now, make your way back to seated position. Do some pranayama before we settle down for yoga nidra. So we're going to start off, or we're going to do the alternate nostril breathing, the 3-12-6 pattern, 3-12-6 ratio. So 3 on the inhale, 12 on the breath retention, 6 on the exhale. Left hand in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb tips together, other fingers straight on the left knee. Right hand, second and third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards you for pranayama. So use your right thumb for the passage through the right, to control the passage to the right nostril, and the right ring finger for the control of the left nostril. So close off one side at a time. Send a few inhales and exhales to see which side feels more open. My left side is the active one. If it feels the same, your left side is you think of your left side as your active side. Okay, so we're going to breathe in through the active side, hold the breath. On the breath retention, close both sides of the nose, contract the throat lock, root lock, third eye focus. Exhale through the less active, immediately back through the less active. Hold again, both sides of the nose closed, throat lock, root lock. Exhale through the active side for one cycle. Let's do it together and then I'll let you go on your own. So you're tall and straight. Right hand close to the nose, prepare. Breathe in through both nostrils, exhale, release completely, empty the lungs. Then close off the active side with, and then inhale through the active. 2, 3, hold the breath, plug the nose. 2, 3, throat lock, root lock, attention at the third eye. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the less active side. 2, 3, release the locks. 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the less active side fully, taking as much air as you can, then hold the breath. Plug the nose. Contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel, chin on the chest, tongue behind the teeth at the upper palate. Exhale through the Active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the active. 3, hold the breath for 12 counts. Keep the back straight, just bring the chin on the chest. Try not to hunch the back. 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the last active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale through last active. 3, hold the breath. Attention at the space between the eyebrows. Exhale through the active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go on your own now. One cycle starts with the active nostril and ends with exhaling through the active side. Keep the back straight. Attention at the space between the eyebrows. Just follow the breath. Allow it to bring calmness and quietness to the mind. Keep up with the 3, 12, 6 count. Keep it even and steady. Breathe out the next time. The next time you breathe out the active side, conclude. No rush. Once you're done, lie on your back for Shavasana. Ensure that you're comfortable. Ensure that you have layers to keep yourself warm. Try to remain absolutely still. If you need to move, try to move the side that has not been relaxed yet, if applicable. So the idea is to just try to lose body consciousness altogether. If you move, you bring the awareness back to the body. Prepare mentally by repeating to yourself the following sentence 3 times. I will remain awake and alert during the instructions. Now, the best is now happening. Profoundly healing relaxation method. Start by bringing your attention to the left hand. Suggest to the hand to relax completely and feel the fingers just respond by just becoming limp. The back of the hand is falling like a stone, heavy. All the tension dropping out of it, so the palm is soft, no tension. The wrist loose, so the hand is just flimsy. Then bring now your focus to the arm to relax it from the wrist, starting at the wrist. Suggest the muscles to relax, let go of all the tension, the tightness, so the muscles feel like jello. It's hanging off the bones, and as a result, as you move your way up through the arm becomes heavy, like dead weight, the whole arm. Lifeless and useless, the muscles completely relaxed and inactive. The shoulder joint is loose, relaxed as well. And then with the top of the back, top of the left shoulder, start to feel the heaviness just sliding down the left side of the back. Feeling the back become heavy, sagging from its own weight, forming an imprint in the ground below. Feel a heaviness just move all the way down the left side of the back, all through the torso, down the side body, into the lower back. And so even the hollow in that back flattens out and just gets heavy as it sinks deeper and deeper down into the earth below. Feel the heaviness just pour into the hip, the pelvis. Left side of the pelvis feels like it's made of iron, becomes heavy. And all the heaviness, just so we're liquid cement, just pulls into the seat, and the seat as well becomes heavy, anchoring the body down. Now, keep on visualizing the heaviness moving downward into the thigh, all the muscles of the thigh becoming like lead, so heavy. So you injected them with lead. Going down, passing through the knee joint, which is completely inactive, and into the lower leg. Feeling all the muscles there becoming heavy there too. So the whole leg becomes anchored down to the ground as well, and sinks into the ground as a result of its heaviness. As you bring your attention to the foot, like the hand, it becomes completely lifeless. The bottom of the foot and heel relaxed and soft. The top of the foot relaxed, all the tension gone. All the toes go limp and loose and just droop. And the foot just falls out to the side, lifeless. The whole left side of the body still. Remain awake and alert. This is active meditation that we're doing here. We now go to the right side, starting with the right hand. Identify the hand. No other purpose exists for the hand except to just remove all the tension from itself. So feel the fingers just going limp, back of the hand, and the palms soften. The wrist as loose as possible, so the hand just sits there like dead weight, lifelessly lying there. And then we start on the arm, starting at the wrist, moving up the right arm, systematically releasing the muscles one by one, so that they all become completely useless, like jello, just skin and muscles hanging off the bones, no purpose. And so the arm just becomes heavy. As a result, dead-like. Shoulder joint is relaxed, no tightness there, no tension. Starting at the top of the shoulder, feel the heaviness course its way down the right side of back, spreading across the shoulder blades, and just moving beyond. Feel the whole back of the right side of the back just flooded with heaviness, entering into the lower back region as well, feeling the lower back sink and sag like the rest of the back above it. Heavy. The right side of the hip joint, like iron. All the weight, all heaviness just settling into the seat and making the seat anchor down even more the body. And then it just starts to continue to move downward, this heaviness. So we're liquid is coursing its way down through the thigh and just making that thigh heavy by relaxing all the muscles completely, just hanging out the bones. And then down through the knee joint and into the lower right leg, the whole leg now feeling as heavy as lead, just like the rest of the body. And then take the attention now to the right foot and relax it. Take away all the tension so that the bottom of the foot and the heel are soft. The top of the foot relaxed. No tightness there in the toes. All of them lifeless. They just droop. The whole foot just falls to the side. Now, from the neck down, all the way down the arms and legs, extremely heavy. The torso now, working on the inside of the body, so then that shuts down as well. So you can lose consciousness of all the functionings of the organs, the lungs, left and right, heavy. Feel as though they were filled with cement. And slow down. They become sluggish. The heart, the liver, the kidneys, the stomach, the intestines, all the same. Just burdened by all the heaviness in them. So that they slow down and are just barely able to sustain life in the body. So the body becomes very quiet as a result of those inner functions coming to such a slow mode. The back of the head pressing into the ground heavily. The scalp is relaxed, no tension or tightness or sensations in the scalp. It's completely free of all that. And all the tension in the face, there is none. The forehead is just completely smooth, no frown wrinkles. The eyes softly gazing in the back of the eyelids. No squeezing of the eyes. No tension in the jaw either. The mouth is relaxed. The jaw is relaxed. The throat and the neck all in a completely relaxed and comfortable state. No tightness, no tension anywhere. Now the brain. Becomes quiet as a result of the body being in that corpse-like, still, lifeless state. So it too can quiet down. All the activity in the mind slows down to practically a standstill. That body, so heavy, sinking into the ground, becoming so heavy that eventually this just sinks right down, buried beneath the earth, just as we go when we leave this world. out of sight, out of consciousness, out of awareness. For you are not the body. Lose all body awareness. And now, imagine outer space, the darkness of the space, but tons and tons, billions and trillions of stars everywhere, illuminating that great beyond space, beyond the earth. Each of those stars shining brightly like little diamonds in the sky against a black velvet background. Stars as numerous as there are beings on this earth, whether they be animal, plant, or human. Each of those lights representative of the light that shines within each and every one of us, that divine spark, divine essence that we call God. So many countless beings, all brilliant and beautiful and bright, worthy of love. Full of potential and goodness. So ingrain that idea in your mind and your heart by repeating the following sentence 3 times to yourself. I see the light in all beings. In all your interactions, therefore, in all your relationships, in every encounter, identify with that being as being a divine manifestation of God, and treat them with the utmost respect and love as though you were talking to God directly. For that is a common thread that ties us together. Now prepare to come back from Shavasana. Start the process of awakening. So feel yourself coming back into your body. Feel yourself reunited with your form. Your beautiful form that allows you to carry out your mission of spreading love to all beings. Just reacquaint yourself with the fingers, the toes, the breath. With the utmost gentleness and mindfulness and quietness. Prepare to come back to seated position. Do so in a way that doesn't take away any of the serenity that we created through the practice. Close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within. Send it out to all beings. And after you've done this practice, take a few moments more in silence just to allow the benefits of this practice to further integrate. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. Namaste.